inhalation, drawing the breath in deep, and then as you exhale, softening the shoulders, just imagining like a snake skin just peeling away, folding off you, just feeling calm, centered, and focusing on this mindful moment. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Lowering your head and blinking your eyes open. So we've nearly made it, it's Thursday. So just taking your arms out wide, and then you're going to just draw little circles with your arms. So keeping the shoulders away from your ears, so relax the shoulders down your back, drawing little circles in one direction. Feel that lift in the chest, squeeze the navel towards the spine. And then back the other way. And then release your hands to your lap, taking the left hand, touching your shoulder blade, bringing the opposite hand to the elbow. So lifting up through the chest, squeeze your core, and then drawing the elbow back, trying to reach the fingertips between your shoulder blade. Keep the breath coming in nice and even. And then exhale, release. Other side, touching between or tops of the shoulders. Inhale, lift the opposite arm, draw the elbow back, reach the hand down, so trying to keep the head straight as well. Inhale and then exhale, release. Then coming, sit on your mat, feet out in front of you, and then you're going to bend the right leg. If you need to prop that thigh, you can do that, but you're bringing the sole of the foot into the thigh. So normally this is the pose we do for, we fold over the leg this way, but this time we're going to, so slide the back of your hand down the inside of your shin. So you start to reach your shoulder down, draw your navel towards your spine. You're reaching, so I've got my left leg forward. Keep reaching the left arm towards the ankle. You can, if you can, you'd rest the arm down on the mat, but if not, you'll just have the back of the hand near the shin. Start to feel this stretch in the right side of your body. Now you're going to lift the right arm up and just sweep it over your head. So this pose is actually, you would reach hand to foot, both hands, but we're just going to keep the top arm up so you feel this side stretch up the right side of your body. So you're turning to stack the shoulders and reach through the top hand so you feel that side body stretch. Keep pressing through the heel of the left leg. Inhale, come up. Now bend the straight leg so that then your right foot is resting, or the thigh is resting towards the right foot, and then twist. So you're going to bring your forearms down So twisting over to the right. So resting on your forearms. Relax your head, but just feel how your spine is twisting, the core. Okay, then come back up. Straighten your legs in front of you. You're going to come into half hero pose, which is to take the left leg behind you with the heel out to the side. So if you feel you need to prop sorry, I said right hand now, I was trying to mirror you, sorry, but anyway, whichever leg, then straighten, got my left leg straight. Firstly, you're going to take your hands behind you. Lift your chest, scoop your tailbone. Push through the heel of the straight leg so you're feeling the quad stretch, the hip flexor. You scoop your tailbone under. Bend your elbows. And then sit up. So come onto your fingertips. Press through your sitting bones. Lift your chest up. And then walk your fingers a little bit more towards your hips. Start to reach the chest forward. But you're just staying, leaning forward slightly. So be aware of what's happening around your hips. Your lower back. So squeeze your navel towards your spine. Lift up the pelvic floor. Okay, exhale. Legs go straight. And then we're going to come into Trikonasana, which is now the sole of the left foot, I was mirroring you at this point, is pressing into the thigh of the right thigh. And then, as before, you're going to take the back of the right hand, so the forearm is resting against your shin, or you can rest it on the floor. If you can, you're going to reach the foot, but I suggest you just rest here. Lift the left arm up. So you're not going to close the loop, we just want to turn the right shoulder up, so stack the shoulders one above the other, reach through the top arm, soften through the left hip. So feeling that side body stretch, lifting up out of the hip. And then inhale, coming back up. You're going to bend the straight leg and tuck it under or beside the sole of the foot. Twist to the left, palms down, forearms down. So gently rotating, so squeeze the navel, feel that twist, just let the hips be heavy. Nice little gentle squeeze for your organs, gentle spiral in the spine, not forcing anything. Okay, then inhale, coming up, straight legs. Now hero pose, the other side, which I think was the right. No, I've done the right, didn't I? So it's the opposite leg to how you did before. If you need to prop the buttock on the straight leg, take your hands behind you, bend the elbows back, hug them towards each other, scoop your tailbone under, feel the bent leg, feel that stretch through the quad, the knee. Then sit up, walk your fingertips towards your bottom slightly, press through your sitting bones, lift up your chest, push through the straight leg heel, lean forward slightly. It's like you're drawing the hips back, hamstring. Okay, and then coming into butterfly, Trikonasana. So you might want to sit up on your block or towel, give yourself a bit of height. Soles of the feet together. Bring your hands to, so your thumbs are going to go inside your sole, by the sole of your foot, and your fingers are on the outside. And then see if you can try to turn the soles of your feet open like a book. You'll feel it how it deepens that stretch. So lift up the chest, squeeze your core. So it's almost like the outer edge of both feet are drawing towards each other, and the inner edge are peeling away. Okay, exhale, release. Straight legs again, but draw your heels back slightly so your knees are bent. And stretch the bottom of the feet first. So sit up, lean forward, bring your tummy onto your thighs. Take your hands, your fingers over the top of your toes, and then draw your toes back towards you. You might want to push the heels away. So not straight legs. We're trying to not stretch the hamstrings. We're stretching the bottom of the feet. So really drawing the toes towards the shins. Okay, and release. Then come onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Flatten your feet. And a few rounds of cat-cow following your own breath. So as you inhale, look up, straight arms, tip the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, relax your head down, push out between your shoulder blades. Inhale to cow, look up. Exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale. Exhale. And then coming back to neutral. Come into down dog. So tuck your toes under, coming up into down dog. Slowly walk the dog. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Feet hip distance apart. Take your 2 index finger and wrap with your thumb around your big toes. Bend your knees, tummy on your thighs, elbows out to the side. Relax your head. Inhale, lift your hips. Try to draw up through straight legs, but you can keep your knees bent if your arms are, if you're not able to bend at the elbows. Keep drawing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. So seeing if you can keep that action through the legs, keep hold of the toes. Now you can have straight arms. You can still bend to the knees if you need to, but try and look up. Feel that stretch through the upper back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold, release your fingers. And then hands to hips, squeeze ankles and thighs towards each other. Coming up. Exhale. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Standing in mountain. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower through Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Take 3 breaths. Make sure your hands are placed well. And this time round, focus more on your breath. Think of your Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 round of Surya Namaskar B. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Bring the right foot between your hands for warrior 1. Drop the left heel. Arms come up. Exhale, palms down, step back. Lower 3 Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises, left foot between your hands, come up into warrior 1. Exhale, palms down, lowering through Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take 5 breaths in down dog. So really feel the pose. Feel that pressing of the palms down and almost feeling like you're turning the hands outward so you feel the shoulders spread a little. Tailbone lifts up. Feel that length in your spine as the armpits reach towards the mat. Thigh bones back. Then inhale. Lower the left foot to the mat. Lift the right leg up. Bring the right foot between your hands. And then spin the feet as you come up. Wide leg forward fold. So outer edges of the feet parallel, feet nice and wide, hands to your hips. Clasp your hands behind. Clasp your hands behind you. Bend your elbows, draw the clasped hands into your sacrum. Lift up through your thighs. Squeeze your ankles towards each other. Look up slightly, and then as you exhale, tilt the front of the pelvis forward and then start to push the fists back. Lift up through straight arms. So fists now lifting up. Squeeze your forearms towards each other. Bring your weight towards the balls of the feet. Start to extend through the crown of the head. Inhale. As you lift to halfway, bring the fist back to your sacrum and then hands to hips. Keep your hands on your hips so you can Your squeeze, not your waist like the bony part, your fingertips are coming round the bony part of your pelvis. Squeeze there and then squeeze your core, lift your pelvic floor, fold again. Crown of the head towards the mat, but lift your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Use your pelvic floor to try and draw your torso towards your thighs. Inhale, squeeze your ankles and thighs towards each other, come to halfway lift, and then reach your fingertips down. So fingers under shoulders, extend through the spine, so squeeze your core, lift your tailbone up, look forward. Feel that stretch through the inner thighs, strengthen the spine. And then walk your fingertips towards your left foot. So push through the outer edge of the right foot. And then take, if you can, you're going to take hold of the left ankle. Keep the legs straight, but don't hyperextend, so you can keep a micro bend in the knees. Fold towards the left thigh. And then inhale, release the fingertips to the floor, walk them back to center, realign the spine, lift the tailbone up, and then continue to walk the fingertips round to the right foot. Hold on to the ankle or shin. Draw your chest towards the thigh, lift the hips, keep lifting the kneecaps so you don't hyperextend. Inhale, fingertips back to the mat. Realign the spine, lift the tailbone, and then bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze your ankles and thighs towards each other. Come up. And then heel toe your feet together. In the front of the mat. Bend your knees, fingertips either side of your feet. Take the right foot back into runner's lunge. Sink the hips, left knee above left ankle. You feel that stretch in the hamstring. Reach the chest forward. So look forward. And then inhale, lift up into crescent lunge, high lunge. So you're going to press through the feet, lift the arms up, reach up, plug the arm bones into the shoulder girdle, lean back slightly, but tuck that tailbone a little. And then exhale, bring the right palm down under the right shoulder, beside the right foot. Sink the hips, twist up. So left arm goes straight up. Try to roll the right side of the ribs towards the thigh. So it's left foot forward, right arm down. So squeeze the thighs to the midline, lift up through the back thigh, sink the hips. Engage the core. Exhale, fingertips down to the mat, either side of the front foot. Step the right foot next to the left. Come to halfway lift, palms into shins, extend through the spine, tip the tailbone up. Then bend your knees, fingertips down either side of the feet. Take the left foot back, runner's lunge. So trying to lift up through the back thigh and then sink the hips. So really engage the back thigh and keep that right knee over right ankle. Chest reaches forward, head up slightly. So now squeeze the thighs to the midline, press through the soles of the feet, come up into high lunge. Lift the arms up, draw the shoulder blades down your back. Curling, so squeeze your core, look up at your thumbs. And then exhale, left palm down, beside right foot. And then twist up. Right arm goes straight up. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Push down through the left palm, up through the right fingertips. Squeeze your thighs to the midline. If your neck's a bit tight, you can just look to the side, otherwise you're twisting to look up. And then exhale, fingertips either side of the front foot. Step the left foot next to the right. Halfway lift. Extend the spine. Okay, then bend your knees slightly, hands to hips, and come to stand slowly. Then swaying palm, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, bring your arms up. You're going to take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Lift up and lean over to the left. So trying to stack the shoulders so you're coming down in one plane. Press out through the right hip. Inhale, come up, change the grip to the opposite wrist. Lift up, lean over, but really drawing that shoulder over the ear, pushing out through the left hip. Inhale, coming up, exhale, release the hands down. Take your fists to just on your sacrum. And then just a gentle back bend, but you want to make sure you lift up your kneecaps, engage the thighs, lift your pelvic floor, lift your chest. Gently press into the sacrum, squeeze your elbows towards each other, feel that opening through the chest. You can keep looking forward if your neck is a bit tweaky, but if you can, you'll look up. But it's almost like as you press the hips forward, you feel your hip flexors resisting, so they're holding, protecting the lower back. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. And then inhale, come to stand. Then from the front of the mat, we're going to step the right foot back, come into warrior two. Warrior two, nice and wide. See if you can sink, almost so you see how parallel you can get the front thigh to the mat. And then bend the back knee slightly, take your hand to the inside of the thigh, lift up. So feel that action of knees slightly bent, then lift the thigh up, sink the hips. So really if an alignment thing, and if we did this when I was allowed to touch you, I would be pulling on your back thigh, so feel that resistance here as you sink. So both thighs are fully engaged. Take your arms wide. Look over the front hand. So palms facing down. Feel that broadening through the collarbone. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. Pressing through the outer edge of the back foot. Then inhale, straighten the front leg, keep your arms as they are. So we're going to think a bit more deeply today about triangle, Trikonasana. So the first thing to be very aware of is not to hyperextend if you're soft through your joints. So as you straighten the leg, you engage the thigh, then take your right hip back. Stay here for a moment. So still like warrior two, arms reaching fingertips apart, and then you're going to reach over the front leg, but feel this side body long, so from the left hip crease to the left armpit. Lift up through the thighs, and then take the back of the hand against the shin and reach up. Oh, actually what I meant to say was, you get your block, sorry, put it on the outside of the front foot, wherever you can kind of reach it. Feel the difference that you may feel when you're, so we'll come into it again, so lifting up that front thigh, take the right hip back, and then reach the hand to the block, so that you don't go too low. You then want to roll, if you bring your hand to your top hand to your sacrum for a moment, so you can roll the right side of the chest up, press into the block, and then release the top hand up. Really squeeze the thighs as if you're squeezing them towards each other. You can either look to the side or look up, depending on your neck. Draw the shoulders away from ears. And then inhale, come back up, arms go wide, sink back into warrior two. So shoulder blades drawing together. So warrior two and triangle, the upper body is to the side of the mat. So you feel this external rotation in your thighs. And then inhale, come up, step the right foot forward for pyramid. So still have the block ready. So this is where feet are hip distance apart, or even wider, but not too far, the back foot isn't too far back. Roll the hips to face the front of the mat. Lift your chest, squeeze your elbows towards each other, and then start to lean forward. You need to pull up strongly through the left thigh. Keep rolling the right side of the hip, so internal rotation of the right thigh. If you can reach for the block. If not, you just keep your hands on your hips. If you can reach for the block, keep that tailbone tipping up, chest reaching forward, gaze is down. So draw the right side of the hip forward, left thigh bone up and back. And then inhale, keep the legs as they are, squeeze thighs to the midline, hands to hips, squeeze the elbows towards each other, come up, and then turn, actually step forward, we can do this from the other side, step back to the front of the mat, and then we're going to do the other side, so stepping left foot back, come into warrior two. So right foot forward, nice and wide, sink, right knee, your block nearby, right knee over right ankle. Feel that opening through the hips as you turn the shoulders to stack above the hips. Take your arms wide, warrior two, look over the front hand. Shoulders relaxing away from ears. Squeeze your core. Same thing with the back leg, bend that knee slightly. You can use your hand, lift the thigh back, so feel that kneecap lifting up, and then sink the hips. Keep the breath coming in nice and steady. And then inhale, straighten the front legs, keep your arms the same, shoulders facing to the side. Triangle pose, so now have the block on the outside of the front leg, lift up through the right thigh, arms go wide, take the left hip back, reach, reach, reach as far as you can, and then bring the right hand to the block. Top hand goes straight up. broadening through the collarbone, opening through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and down your back. So keep pulling up through the front thigh. Almost like you're leaning back. Tuck the right buttock under a little. Inhale, come up, bend front knee into warrior two. Look over the front hand. And then exhale, hands to hips, step into pyramid. So left foot comes forward, bring the block on the inside. So feet hip distance apart. Left toe is pointing slightly forward, hands to hips. So draw the right thigh bone back, left hip forward, hips level with the front of the mat. Lift up through the kneecaps. Inhale, squeeze your core, reach your chest forward, keep pulling up through the right thigh. If you can, you're going to bring your hands to the block. So tailbone tips up, feel the back and side of that front leg. Keep pressing through your big toes, so you're not rolling onto the outside edge of the foot. Reach the chest forward. Then inhaling, hands to hips, squeeze the thighs to the midline, reaching, chest comes up, exhale, come back to the front of the mat. So I'm working through today, so triangle is like the, sort of call it the peak pose, so it's all about working out through the inner thighs, building strength in the thighs, but also trying to stretch out. So when we were here, we're reaching either side, pyramid, coming forward. So we're doing a lot of stretching, but equally you can feel it when you're in warrior and triangle, that it's strengthening. You're really having to lift up and keep holding on to the quads and so on. So we're going to go through those again, but we're going to go a little deeper. So this time we won't use the blocks. And the thing with triangle is to make sure that you feel into your body that so the full pose is people would actually grab their toe. So you'd hook the toe, straighten the leg, lean back. But even that, it's very hard to roll the right side of the ribs across. So that's why this is the modification, or we had the block. So it's finding the point where you can take the hip back, lean, reach, but stack the shoulders one over the other. So if you have to come up a bit, so this top shoulder doesn't roll down, you just find your space. So we're going to try that this time round. Give the legs a little shake. And we're actually going to come into tree first, because this has helped me with the hip opening. So hands to hips, pick your fixed gaze. We'll start with the left leg first. Lift up through the core, but feel these quads engaged. Centre of gravity over the right leg, lift up the left knee. Just balance. Take whichever spot you want, whether on the calf or the thigh, just find your point. But now squeeze the outer hips, press the foot into the calf or the, yeah, that's fine, or just the heel into the calf. Lift your chest. If you feel balanced, bring the arms up. That's it. So if you can't keep the foot there, don't go too high. So Alison, if you need to come into the calf so you don't have to hold on to it. Oh, well done. Good, good, good. And then exhale, release. Give the legs a little shake. So it's finding the point where you don't, it's not about getting the shape, it's more about how it makes your body feel, hopefully in a good way. So other side. Inhale, fix your gaze. Centre of gravity goes over the left leg. Lift the right, and then take whichever point you want to go to. Squeeze the thighs to the midline. Feel how that activates your pelvic floor. Lift your chest, relax your shoulders, don't grip with your toes. And really feel that action of squeezing leg into foot, foot into leg. If you can keep your hands on your hips or release your arms up. Squeeze your navel to your spine. And then exhale, hands to hips, release, shake. Then, from the front of the mat, we're going to take, start this side, inhaling, take the right foot back, warrior two. So try and find something different every time. It's the same poses, but seeing if you can draw back, even come up a little, and feel if you can, as you back off, see how it feels. Take the feet a little wider. So 3 more breaths here. Really get the thighs heating up. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Take the right hip back. Reach, reach, reach. And then tip. Back of the hand against whatever part of the leg. Reach the top arm up. And then tuck the left buttock, like roll it under you. Lean back. Feel side body long. So drawing the left thigh up into the hip socket, taking that hip back slightly. Extend through the chest so you feel the armpit reaching away from the hip crease. Squeeze the thighs. Imagine you're drawing the feet towards each other. And then inhale, look down, squeeze the thighs, come up. Hands to hips. Step back to the front of the mat. Other side. Inhale, take the left foot back into warrior two. It's almost like take on that persona. It's like it's a really strong pose. It's like warrior. But really like shooting sparks from fingertips, really feeling power in your core, your thighs. But relax your face. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. So lift up through the thigh, take the left hip back, reach into triangle, front, side body long, extending the armpit, drawing the right thigh bone up into the hip socket, and then tip. Top arm up, lean back, tuck the right buttock under, look up. Very good. Looking great, everyone. And then inhale. Squeeze thighs and ankles, hands to hips, bend the knee, step back to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to flow a little. Let's get moving. Standing in mountain, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, pause in Chaturanga, so low press up, 3, 2, you can have knees down if you need to, 1, then inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-legged dog, lower the left heel, bend the right knee, point the right toe behind you, look up under your right armpit. Feel that hip opening, drive the left heel towards the mat. And then inhaling, roll the right knee round, tuck the right toes under you and then point them across so they're crossing over to the left side of the mat. Yeah. Flex the foot, come into plank, squeeze, push up through the palms, and then inhale, draw that leg back up into three-legged dog. Point the toes, and then come forward into plank, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Point the toes forward, in line with the hand, hug the right knee into the right shoulder, so it's like lizard but with the foot pointing forward. Reach the chest forward, you can drop the back knee if you need to, otherwise lift up and then sink the hips. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, point the toes behind you, lift the left knee up, rolling that hip open, looking up under the armpit, press through the palms, straight arms. And then inhaling, rolling the left knee down, point the toes, slide the left foot across to the left, flex the foot, roll into plank, and then inhale, draw that foot back, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, right leg lifts, lower the left heel. Right knee to nose in plank, place the right foot between your hands. Come up into high lunge. So feet hip distance apart, draw the shoulder blades down your back, look up. Exhale, take the right arm back, squeeze the thighs to the midline, arms to the side. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back into down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose in plank, left foot between your hands. Inhale, come up into high lunge, so bending through the front knee, lift through the back thigh, looking up. And as you exhale, take the left arm back, right arm forward, squeeze the thighs to the midline. So up on the back toes if you can be. Yeah. Cartwheel, hands down, step the right foot forward, ragdoll. Hold on to elbows, bend your knees. Fingertips down, either side of the feet. Take the right foot back. Come up into warrior two. Left foot forward, right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Take the arms wide. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Slide your right hand down your right leg. Sink through the left knee, top arm up and over. Palm facing down, look up. Exhale, side angle stretch, Trikonasana. Left forearm, sorry, my back to you. Left forearm on the front thigh, right hand to sacrum, sink through the left knee. Sweep the top arm up and over. Press to the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, come up, triangle, Trikonasana. Straight legs, lifting up through the thighs, arms go wide, right hip goes back. Reach, 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 tip, look up. And then inhale, look down, come up, bend the knees, step to the front of the mat. Well done. Other side. Inhale, left foot lifts, step back, warrior two. Inhale, left arm goes down, sink the right knee, right arm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, inhale, coming up. As you exhale, right palm, right forearm on the thigh, left hand to your sacrum, revolve the chest up, sweep the top arm up and over, side ankle stretch. So straight top arm, so you want a straight line from the fingertips down to the outer edge of the foot. Well done. Inhale to triangle, straighten the front leg, lift up through that thigh, arms go wide, left hip back, reach over the front leg, tip, top arm up, tuck the right buttock, turn the left side of the chest up, look up. Inhale, coming up, exhale, hands to hip, bend the front knee, step to the front of the mat. And then come down onto your knees. Have your towel nearby. You're going to bring the right knee behind, so coming into pigeon. So right knee behind right wrist with the toes pointing across and down. Slide the left leg back. Flatten the back foot, walk your fingertips back so you can sink your hips. If you need to prop that right hip, you can use your towel or your block. And then take your hands forward. You can stay up if you want to, otherwise fold over that leg. And inhaling, coming up onto your palms, tuck the left toes under. Lift the right leg up, give it a shake. Just realised I forgot lizard on the left side, never mind. And then bring left knee behind left wrist. Point the toes across to the other side. Slide the right hip back, the right leg back. Walk your fingertips so you can align, sink your hips, lift your chest, and then walk your hands forward. Prop the left hip if you need to. Okay, then coming up onto your palms, tuck the right toes under, lifting the left leg, give it a little shake, and then come to lie on your back. So knees bent. Thread the needle, right ankle across left thigh. Draw the left thigh towards you. Keep the right foot flexed. Exhale, release, change sides. into Shavasana. Get yourself comfy. Allowing the breath to soften. And as you exhale, the next few breaths you can keep your mouth open, just let the breath come out with a sigh. Starting to move fingers and toes, taking a nice stretch, and curl onto your right side for a moment. And then when you're ready, come to a seated position, eyes closed. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart centre, lowering your head and opening your eyes.